Now I'm going to introduce you how to operate the reefer screen. So now we're going to introduce this display, how to operate the lever. We have 4 buttons, the bottom, and 2 on the side, each side. This is for on, this is for off. This is for the manual defrost. Sometimes the computer cannot do by his own. We have to turn it by ourselves, especially when in the summer. This is the lever mode change. Lever mode has 2 modes. One is turn off. One is continuous. One is cycle mode. Cycle mode sometimes calls start and stop. The 4 bottom buttons we use mostly change the set point, read the alarms, do the pre-trip. So let's turn it on now. I explain this because I don't want the lever running to making noise and you cannot hear. When you press on, it will take around 1 to 2 minutes to start and you can see the temperature on the screen. Now the lever computer system is so big, it takes time to start. Configuring system, please wait. That means the unit is checking the model, checking a lot of things inside so that they are in the right one. Let's turn it on. We can see how this mode button works. We press it and unit change to the continuous mode. The cycle on top here is gone. If we press again, now it's in cycle mode. We will see the bottom is on. Different load have different mode. We have to confirm this one in the paper from the shipper. Now we see this triangle here. How we read the code, we press manual and down we see the alarm select. Code 96, that means our diesel tank level is low. We need to fuel the diesel. So if it's low, it's not full, the code will not go away. Keep reminding you, but this will not affect the unit. It just remind you that you need to refuel the diesel. So we need to change the set point. We press the set point. We use down key minus. We can press 1 by 1 to change one number. If you want to go fast all the way down to -20, press and hold, it will speed up. Then we press yes. New set point is -20. We have to confirm the unit is F or C. This is important. If we change the set point and we don't tell the computer by clicking yes or no, the computer will not know. Let's say we change to -10 Fahrenheit, but we don't tell the computer. And then we remind you. We say, oh, you remind you the set point not changed, and the diesel will start. I'm going to turn off and check the alarm because I don't want to make noise. Turn it on because it's blocking the letter, right?
Yeah.
First, I will explain to you how to change the set point. We press manual and pre-trip select. We have to do this before the unit start. This full pre-trip mode, we do it early inspection. That's a really good habit to do it before you go to pick up the load. Now the unit is running pre-trip, and we'll check a lot of things by the unit itself. And this will take around 20 to 30 minutes to finish. After it finishes, it will come out 3 results. 1 pre-trip pass, 1 pre-trip check, 1 pre-trip fail. When it's passed, that's good to go. When say pre-trip failed, it will come up a code. It might be okay to use it, but depends on different code. Unit can still do it, his job. But for the third one, pre-trip failed, that means the unit cannot be used. It will come out one code or a lot of codes. Each code has different meaning. At that case, you need to write down all the codes and tell the dispatch. The best way is that taking pictures on those codes number, sometimes more than one. If you say you just write down the meaning, it doesn't help, because meaning, a lot of words, they are similar. After you run away for a few days or for a few hours, you might confused. Code number is the only way and the best way to tell what the reefer problem is. Now the unit is running pre-trip. We can walk around doing inspection on the trailer or the fuel tank to save your inspection time. You let the unit do by its own. Don't turn it off. When you turn it off, it will come up a code 28. All your operation on the display, this button here, it will record in the computer system. Whenever we need, we can download the history to see what you have done. We just did the pre-trip. If you turn it off and turn it back on, and you come up code 28, pre-trip abort, it by the driver or by somebody else outside. So we clear it, then the unit should be running as normal if you just do it that pre-trip by it accidentally. So now we're going to do the self-prime. I will introduce you how to read the reefer codes or alarms. For this case, when the diesel tank run empty diesel, you refill it, the unit cannot start because the air goes into the fuel system. How can we do the priming by the computer? For the old unit, we have to do it by hand. A lot of drivers cannot do it because they don't have tools or outside is too cold. A lot of problems or things they don't want to do it. But for the new unit right now, in the future, you don't need to do it by hand for yourself. We need to do it by the computer. So we press the menu, we can see all these kind of the function key here. We go to the bottom to see prime fuel. We select. We start the priming system. Then we can hear the fuel pump is clicking. We let the unit do it by himself. This will take around 1 to 3 minutes. Actually, I didn't count it, but it will take a few minutes. You just wait for it finish. Sometimes we need to do it 3 times of this process. 5 times is maximum. If you do 3 times or 5 times, the unit cannot start. It has a problem. You don't need to keep doing it. If you keep doing it, it will kill the battery, and also it will shorten the starter life. Now I stop it. So, and acid, let the unit like this, it will start automatically. Unit is starting. This is a buzzer telling you that, oh, you got to get away. Now we go to how to check the alarms. When turn it on before unit start, we click manual, we press manual, and down we see the alarm here, we select. If we have no alarms, you say like this. If we have alarms, 1 or 2 is a list here. So that's the best way, is that take a picture and send it to the dispatch. You write it down, yeah, that's good. Numbers, not the wording. We need the number. Alarm number, they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 until 200, 300, some of them 400. Lot of alarms. Each alarm number present different meaning. So that's why number is so important. We're done here. Should be okay on here. I will introduce you how to do the unit self-priming if you run out of the diesel in the diesel tank. I will introduce you how to read the TK status light. When we do the walk around check like a trailer, we need to pay attention to the fluid on the bottom of the unit. Sometimes we can see oily or some non-water stuff here. Then you have to pay attention. Sometimes they will drop to the floor. On the floor you can tell it is the water or other fluid. Some of them are red, that's coolant. Some of them oily, it might be engine oil or compressor oil. When we doing the walk around check, like what you guys doing on the trailer, you check out the fuel tank. We need to check the fuel level. See if it's at the right level or not. We have the gauge here. I think you need to come here. We have the gauge here. We can tell now it's half. We are supposed to pick up the trailer with full tank, like a 3/4.
Stop. It does not work. Stop. When I came,
We have the fuel gauge here. It shows now it's just half. The best is that 3/4. You are not supposed to fill up the fuel tank until full. That's not good because that will overflow from the fuel cap. 3/4 is the best. And also, this is important to know that you need to put the diesel conditioner into the tank in winter. Usually 1 bottle for 1 tank. 1 bottle, I'll show you the bottle later. The diesel conditioner.
Stop.
When we check the fuel tank, we need to look at the bottom of the fuel tank, see if there's a diesel leak or not. Sometimes the diesel tank was damaged on the road and you didn't notice that. It's slowly dripping. In the yard, then you drip a little bit. When you go on the road, the MTO will catch you and give you fine. For the diesel in the tank, we have to pay attention one thing, especially in winter. Usually we'll put the diesel conditioner into the tank. I will say 1 bottle, 1 tank of fuel. Why we need to do this? Because the diesel in Canada is so cold that the diesel might become gel or frozen. Then the reefer cannot pick up the diesel and then you stop. And then the air will go into the fuel system and will not start anymore because the diesel is frozen like ice or like a gel. How can we stop or prevent this? We put the diesel conditioner into the tank before the cold weather comes in. Let's say we know that okay, it's gonna be -10, -20 next day, and then we put the diesel conditioner in. We cannot do that. Let's say we forgot it, the tank is become gel or too cold already, and then you put the diesel conditioner in, it cannot melt the gel or unfrozen it. That's not the function of the diesel conditioner. We have to put it in to prevent become gel or frozen. That's the diesel conditioner main purpose. If it's a diesel is gel or frozen already, don't expect that you put the diesel conditioner in and you will unfroze it or ungel something. No, it will not happen. When it's become gel, it will stay that status until the warm weather comes. But in winter, it never comes. You have to put inside the shop so that it will complete unfrozen it, and then put the the diesel conditioner in and to prevent it. But that takes time. I think it's not this block. After we walk around, check the front, now we are going to check the back and inside of the trailer. We open the door and we're going to check the chute and the bulkhead. From outside here, we can check the chute condition. The chute is hanging for the air to go to the bottom and coming down to the bottom, going back, so that it has a complete air circulation. We check around the chute condition. The chute is important. It will help you to do the air circulation. The air coming out from the reefer to the top and all the way to the bottom of the back and going back to the reefer. Now the chute is in good condition, it's hanging on the ceiling. We have to confirm that anywhere is not mounted or dropped, then we have to report to the dispatch so that they can hand it back. A lot of times, if you forgot to do this, the shipper, forklift driver, it will make it worse. The load on the forklift, the skid will tear that down completely if not complete mount well. Next, we're going to check the chute head inside the trailer. After we walk around, check outside, then we come inside to the inside of the trailer, do the check on the chute and the bulkhead and the fan. At the same time, we can look at the trailer wall and the floor, if they are in good condition or not. If they have a problem or damage something, you need to report to the dispatch. Let's go to the front and check out the bulkhead and the chute. This is the bulkhead. This is one piece of the white. They mount it on the front here. A lot of times the screw or rusted or by the forklift they damage it, and the bulkhead will fell down like this way. That will stop the air flowing, circulate in a good condition. So we have to make sure this is mounted complete. At the same time, you might see the bottom damage. You need to report it. They might have to replace it. The bulkhead, they have 2-3 times. This is one time. But most of them do the same function. Make sure they protect the unit and they make sure the air doing the circulation. For the chute head, it's really important because a lot of drivers, they just check it by looking at it outside of the trailer. They never come out to the front. They should have a bracket here, and they are hanging with a bar so that the unit can up and down a little bit. A lot of times this bar is missing because the bracket on both sides, they loose or they fall off and gone. The bar is gone. Why we need to do this? They'll have the bar here because that will help for the chute flexibility. When the air coming out, there's a lot of pressure. If you don't have this flexibility, the chute bumping on the ceiling, it will not last long. It will drop right away after a few weeks, a few months. So this bar is really important. When you come inside, look at it, check it, if it's full or not. If not here, you got to report it to the dispatch. Sometimes the bar will go up too much, like this. See? Then the air is not going to the chute, coming down. That will cause the air shock cycling, which means the load inside here will get too cold, but the load at the back will be too hot. It cannot make the load the evenly get the same temperature. So this has to be done so that the air coming out is going to the back. So we go through the whole reefer operation today, and the inside mostly explain the reefer operation, the reefer main components, and some alarms, self-priming system, and the diesel conditioner in winter. Those things are necessary on the road. If you need more information or you have some questions, you can call me or call dispatch. Dispatch are always be ready to help. Thank you. Now we got a good example for leaking fluid. When we walk around check, we can see there's a dripping red coolant on here, the bottom of the unit. This is coolant, it's red. We can see the floor on the bottom. This is red. So that means we have a coolant leak from the unit. Where's the leak? We don't know. As being a driver, we don't care where's the leak, but we need to report this to the dispatch, and then the dispatch will inform the mechanic. Obviously, you are not supposed to use this trailer. Done.
Perfect.